What's happening, guys?
Time for another review. I'm Mike. I'm Narby.
Yes,
this is Mike.
sick. That kind of night.
What's
What's up?
If you were Narby.
Should switch it up.
We just switch it up. Bourbon. Bourbon time. Kentucky Owl Bourbon Batch 9.
Special bourbon.
Came out recently in 2019.
October.
This is batch 9. This is bottle 4,503 out of 11,595 bottles. It's bottled at 63.8% ABV.
Woo! Mama. Or
right here.
Or 127.6 barrel proof.
There you go.
That's monster right
And this
there.
is the highest out of any batch, I believe, right?
Yes.
The highest so far. What are the ages on this bad boy? A mixture of
115.
115.
2 14-year-olds.
2 14.
1 12-year-old.
12 and 12.
1 7-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
And 1 6-year-old.
There you go.
And 4 different mash bills.
The reason why we really wanted to get this is we're very impressed with the rye. The Kentucky, especially the batch 1.
Yes.
It was very, very good. It was
awesome.
A bottle that we got several of. And we have reviewed that bottle. Just know, and we've heard and kind of know how special, what a great job they do with the blending. Heard good things about this one. Found it at a fair price. It is kind of expensive. Most places, if you want to look online right now, it's around $350. If you were lucky, you were going to be able to find it for $300. So somewhere between a $300 and $400 range. Most places it's going to be between $350 and $400.
Yeah.
So it's not cheap.
And the founder, C.M. Dedman, is also the master blender.
There you go.
Which is pretty fucking awesome.
Now you might say, why the hell are you guys using a tumbler glass? Why aren't you using a nosing glass? These are some beautiful glasses right here.
This is no ordinary tumbler.
Yeah, these are some beautiful Baccarat tumblers here. They're very, very enjoyable to drink out of and just to hold in your hand. They're very heavy and nice crystal. And we've tried this whiskey in a nosing glass several times. We've had several drams of it. And in fact, we had it earlier today as well. Tested it out, nosed it for a while. We actually went out to dinner and we're kind of back now. We're going to review it. We're going to enjoy it out of this glass because out of all the glasses we've had, this particular bourbon, we really, really enjoy it out of this tumbler glass. It just really, really hits the spot. It's not something where you need to dig in and find tiny little details out of. And even if that were so, we have done that in a nosing glass and kind of picked up all those fine notes. And it's just really enjoyable to have in a glass like this. We've never really done a review out of a tumbler before. We normally probably won't too many, but we thought for this particular bourbon that we'd do it in a tumbler glass.
And say that we tried various different nosing glasses.
Yes.
And this was the most enjoyable.
It really hits the spot in this. You do pick up beautiful, and it's underrated. You know, just because it's not a nosing glass, that does not mean it's not going to nose well.
Yeah.
Of course, ideally, you want a proper nosing glass to pick up all the fine flavors, but it is enjoyable to have it out of a tumbler someplace too, and we kind of wanted to show that off today.
Well, it's 64%.
Yeah.
You can't smell it, you're fucking dead.
Yeah. All right. Without further ado,
let's do it.
On the nose.
Speaking of the nose.
Yeah, we've had a dram of this earlier. One of my favorite things in high quality bourbons is when I feel like I'm getting caramelized buttery popcorn instead of that pure kind of cheap maple syrup.
Right.
Where some bourbons will have that artificial sweetener maple syrup.
Right, or even cheap corn syrup.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
This one is the most high-end buttery caramelized popcorn. And what I also love about it is it's got this sweet candied nutty element to it too. So you know when you get like those like the Christmas time, those luxury like popcorns.
Yeah.
It's got the caramel popcorn in there,
Right.
and then it's got those little almonds that are also covered in
like
candy.
Like, yeah, butterscotch and like
Butterscotch.
caramelized.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Boom.
That's this in a glass.
Yes.
And it's just and combined with this beautiful like oakiness and richness, it's just got these just very, very dark salted buttery caramel, the popcorn, and that richness, a little bit of oak, and it's just very, very enjoyable. Just really, really enjoyable.
Yeah, so in that sense, it ends up becoming an ultimate after dinner dessert dram.
Just I love it.
And
I'm in
slow,
love
like you could tell, whatever it is, like the age, the older whiskeys, or just the way it was blended, but the depth and the richness, it's like slowly cooked brown butter.
Yes.
Over everything you're saying.
It's like burnt, right? Like burnt toffee, burnt
Right.
butter.
Right.
Butter, brown sugar, and cooked for a while.
Right. Which with the char from the oak, you get the little oak spice.
Yes.
Just ends up being insane combination, man.
Absolutely.
I'm even getting like on that note, kind of like toffee and brown butter covered light, like apples and peaches.
The candied, you said apples, but like you get those on a stick. We used to get the caramel apples.
Caramel apple, yeah. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just really enjoyable. It's not epically complex, but I feel like a lot of bourbons aren't.
Right.
The flavor profile doesn't kind of go all over the place, but this is just, if I'm, enjoying a really good bourbon,
Yes.
especially if I'm paying $300 for one,
Yes.
this is kind of what I expect.
Absolutely. It's hitting the spot. Yeah,
Very
in
nice.
the general freshly charred American white oak bourbon realm, it's doing everything perfectly.
Yeah,
Perfect.
for us, for what we enjoy.
Right.
Yeah. Palate?
This is awesome, man. Palate. Mm. Obviously, it's almost 64%.
Cloying.
Yeah, you're gonna feel some alcohol, but as soon as that goes away, because of the high alcohol, rich, insane, intense, endless flavor of everything we said about the nose. There's brown, butter, caramel covered, popcorn and nuts and candy, like that moose munch, like Harry and David moose munch.
Yeah.
If you guys ever see that, like you said, a holiday gift time, just beautiful mix of sweets and flavors.
Absolutely.
Wow, rich, deep oak in the background of all of it.
And from having several grams of this already,
Wow.
it takes water really well.
Oh yeah.
So small dram here left, about a half ounce. Put 3 drops in each glass. It's kind of the way I feel. And for every half ounce, 3 drops of water. So for every ounce, 6 drops. Lowering that ABV a little bit, allowing those kind of flavors to come out. I love the mouthfeel on this. When I do spend a lot of money on a whiskey, mouthfeel becomes very, very important. You want to tell me that it's a premium product, and you're charging me $300 plus for this bourbon, you're definitely saying it's a high-end premium product. You want that like creamy, luscious mouthfeel where the flavors are just coating all over the place and the finish is lingering and lingering, and this whiskey delivers that. 64%, it comes off really, really powerful. So to lower that somewhere in the 55 to 58% is a little bit better. I think bringing it down to 55% around that area is kind of that sweet spot.
For sure.
For it. So yeah, I'm gonna do one more sip with the added water.
Rich coating, like dark, rich honey, mouthfeel coating every square inch of the palate with all that oak flavor, oak spice, a little bit of light, fresh leather, all that brown butter and caramel. But yeah, mouthfeel is dead on.
Tons.
Brown butter and caramel. Woo.
It is drying, which I love with bourbons. We when we talk to most like bourbon guys, they think that the Pappy 15 is much better than the Pappy 23. Most bourbon guys, and that's totally fine. They say that the 23 is too oaky. For us, it's not at all. We don't think the 23 is too oaky at all. We always bring that up when we get a little bit of oak. We think it adds to the bourbon. Bourbons tend to be very sweet, where the oakiness kind of balances the sweetness out. And I think that that's what this does too. It does have a good amount of oak, and it balances it all out. Very enjoyable, but I definitely think at least 2-3 drops of water.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Just really, really nice. Finish is just lingering and lingering. Leather, oak,
Fucking awesome, man.
buttery popcorn, salted caramel, the nutty element, that nutty finish with the almond and the butterscotch. Just really, really nice.
Yeah, and on the fruit, like baked apples, peaches,
Yeah.
brown butter caramel, like
Yeah.
like lightly singed with a blowtorch, like creme brulee on it, and almost like some vanilla leading to like vanilla ice cream all alone on top of
caramel
all
apple pie,
Yeah,
crumbly crust,
that is, and it's so deep, it's so rich, it's so aged.
brown sugar,
Wow.
blended really well.
Blended
Drinks,
perfectly.
there's a 15, 14, 14, and then younger whiskeys after that, but it's almost like it drinks as if there was like 20-year-old whiskey in here.
It
and
drinks older than 15.
Yes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Perfectly, exquisitely blended.
For our preference.
Right.
Yeah.
By Mr. Deadman.
I have shared it with someone the other day, and they thought it was too hot. I don't think it is.
No.
I don't think it is. I think it's just a lot of flavor.
Right.
Yeah.
And like when you say hot, obviously there can be like high alcohol.
But I think a lot of bourbons are too hot. Like I watch people there like they just want 70%. Give me 80%. I'm like, calm down. Like you know, you're gonna blow up your palate. You're not gonna taste anything for a week.
Right.
Where I do think sometimes it gets too hot, right? But I don't think this is the case here. I think it's 64%, and it's the way.
I think a lot of the hot is from age, from younger bourbons.
Yeah.
This guy, obviously,
you just blended
well.
you
fill the alcohol, but it goes away in a split second.
Yeah.
And that age and that alcohol barrel strength.
Yeah.
You get all that flavor from it, all that richness. So it needs it. It's perfect.
How would you score this?
I give this a 91 out of 100.
Wow. Yeah. And that's very high score. It's a very high praise. I give it a 90. It's my favorite bourbon that we've purchased from at least a recent release for in a while.
Sure.
Yeah, it really hits the spot. It really hits the spot for us in terms of where we like our bourbons to be. It is pretty expensive though. There are some like store pick single barrels that you can kind of find. Whiskeys that are going to score in that 88 to like 90 range, where you can maybe find it for like $60. This being $350 is a lot of money. Yeah. But yeah, it's very good at least. It's expensive, but it's very good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then again, like everything's getting expensive these days.
Yeah.
It's all relative, even bourbons, everything.
Yeah, very enjoyable. All right, you guys. If you've tried it, let us know what you think. Click the thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see you guys soon for many more reviews.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.